You're right here, life in the Philippines, love change, nation, and poverty, and issue. One nation under rule, one love.
Hello, my friends. This is BobbieD coming to you live from Talamban Cebu Philippines. I'm having an awesome time in the Philippines today. Hope you are as well. Baby, from hey today, I want to talk to you about life in the Philippines, relationship tips. How childhood affects relationships. And today, ladies and gentlemen, in the Philippines, we're looking at the pleaser. Life in the Philippines, relationship tips. How childhood affects your relationships in the Philippines. Yeah. What a joy. It's a joy to come back again, my friends. And today I want to say, those of you here for the first time, if you would, please click on the subscribe button, like, share, and remember to hit that bell notification icon so you continue seeing fresh, new Filipino videos, professional videos, and worldwide videos. Now, when you talk about the Philippines, you understand it is about relationships. It is about people coming together. It is about people uniting. It is about people having joy in their lives because they interact with each other and they have a relationship. They grow, develop, and they become, sometimes they feel like they're as one. Okay? So I want to show you some things today that will show you how lifestyles are developed. And the lifestyles that develop from childhood, and those lifestyles that we develop of childhood affect our relationship. And today, I talked to you earlier in prior broadcasts about 4 types of love styles, that come from childhood. And the first one, let me just go back and get that real quick so you can. The first one we talked about was people pleaser, the vacillator, controller, and this is about 5 of them. But the first one we're taking a look at today is the pleaser. Okay? And I'm going to, just before we get into that, I'm going to go back to what we talked about on the last broadcast. I was here with you last night, man. I was a little bit groggy, like I'm trying to get myself together. But it's all right, man. I always say, let's go. And I'm right. That's my mentor. That's my mantra to get me started. Okay? So I'm all right. This is my second time coming to you within a 24-hour period, and it is a joy to be with you back again. I'm elated. I am enthusiastic. I am so happy to always come to you and thankful that you're here to be with me and to receive me. Thank you so much. All right. So last night we talked about, what did we talk about, BobbieD? We talked about the inner child. Oh man, yeah, we talked about this right here. Inner child, everybody has an inner child. And I talked to you about what the inner child was. I gave you scenarios of how they're developed. Everybody has one. And sometimes when you're an adult, your inner child is not fully developed. And then you are lacking stuff. And that's why you're emotional. Some people are angry all the time. Some people are mean. Some people are happy all the time. It's because they were not developed properly in the inner child. And the inner child has a tendency to do what? Dominate if you allow it. And a lot of people don't even realize what's going on. See, inner child, that lady on the left, little girl on the left, she's looking and she becomes that adult on the right, and she her eyes are down on the right, the person's eyes are down because they're missing something. They're missing something. And innocent, I know they beat you as a kid. I know you, I remember, and I'm trying to, all that stuff, man, comes into play when you're an adult. And when you don't deal with your emotions, when you don't deal with the instances that happen in your life, you wind up having trouble. I told you about ACE, okay? ACE, adult childhood experiences. ACEs is what determines whether you're going to have a successful life or not. I told you that if you have 4 or more ACEs or adult childhood experiences or behaviors that block you, that rock you, that shock you in your life as a kid, you will have a tough time in life, okay? I also told you that 67% of the population have at least one ACE, adult childhood experience, okay? And that 1/8 of the population have more than 4 ACEs. So we got some messed up people in this world, okay? And you probably know that by now. But this study just shows that everything is predicated upon what? Your childhood. So if you had a bad childhood, more than likely it will not, unless there's some changes in between the time your childhood occurred and the time you became an adult. If you have therapy, if you have your training, if somebody, you don't have to have a therapist and all of that, but somebody intervened, like you have a good praying mother. I had a good praying mother, and I had a good praying grandmother. They intervened in my life and changed the whole. I was messed up, man. I was a messed up kid, man. I'm telling you, man. I had some serious issues. Then my mother died, and then they shipped me off to Atlanta, Georgia, to stay with my grandmother. I had double issues. I mean, I had triple, you know. But you know what happened to me? I didn't have no therapist. I had a praying mother, and I had a praying. My mother died, and then she shipped me. They shipped me to my praying grandmother. I call her my mama. She was so good to me, and she changed my life. Yeah, she did that thing for me, and I'm so grateful. I was a messed up kid, and she saw how I was, and she worked with me, and she talked to me, and she shaped me to be a better person. I'm so thankful to this day. A lot of us don't have people that in our lives that can help us and to change us. And I told you last night, whenever you have children in your life and you raise your child, you are supposed to not just raise them, tell them do this, do that, do that. You have to unfold. Remember we talked about how to unfold children? People are unfolded. Watch this. Children are not things to be molded, but people to be unfolded. Okay? We talked about that last night. And a lot of us don't unfold our children. We beat them up because unfold is the UNFOLD. Look at the video, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, a lot of us don't unfold our children, man. You know what we do? We beat them up, slap them up, get up. We put a chicken pie on them. But children have layers, and they are to be developed. And if you don't unfold those layers properly as a child, they're going to be messed up as adults. We talked about all that last night. It was a pretty good show. I enjoyed it tremendously, and I hope you got something out of it. But today we're going to look at a love style that people develop in their relationships. And this love style is called the please. Please. You ever met somebody that always want to please you? Don't care nothing but what you want. You want some drink? You want some egg? You want some eat? You want some drink? You know why they're doing that? Because they're seeking love, baby. They're seeking love that they never received in childhood. And so their whole life is based on, what can I do to get love? What can I do to get love? And that's why a lot of women are pregnant right now and have no man to show for it. No husband, no man in the house. Because they want to please. Yeah? If you have a daughter growing up in your house, make sure that she don't have a pleasing personality. Because what's going to happen to her is she's going to have 2 or 3 kids in your house before she turns 16, or she's trying to please. Okay? And I'm going to show you about this pleasing personality as a love style. A lot of us are in relationships right now because we're trying to please. Put these down. Put it down. A lot of us in relationship with Filipino right now, and the only thing we have in our mind is how can we please it? How can we? And you know what they do to us? When they find out that we're pleased, you know what they do? Slam, bam, thank you, ma'am. Slam, slam, jam, everything. They take everything you got, clean your closet. That's the way it is. And I'll show you as we go through this today that a lot of times pleasers have a tendency to come into relationship with those of us that are controllers. Okay, there's a pleaser controller relationship cycle that it's a dynamic that plays out in every day with people that are pleasers. Okay, all right. You all right? Y'all don't want to know what she's doing to me right now. All right, let's go. Let's go. Okay, thumbnail for the day. Let's go. Right here. Just lay right there. Childhood events. Please. Mm-hmm. In life, as a child, she learned to please. She didn't learn to tease. She learned to please. And you know why she learned to please? We're going to find out why she learned to please. There are specific reasons why people grow up just wanting to please others. And they, in the process of pleasing others, ladies and gentlemen, they deny themselves. You ever met somebody like that? They'll do everything they can to make you happy. On the inside of them, they got all hell raging up inside of them. But in order for you to be happy, in order for them to feel good, they will please you. They're not tease you. They're gonna please you. Please, man. A lot of people like that. And I bring this to you so you can spot people like that. And when you spot people like that, don't take advantage of them. That's what Filipinos do. They spot pleasers. A lot of men are pleasers. You know why some of us is pleasers as men? Because we can't get nobody else. We can't get nobody to look at us. You know why we don't want to get anybody to look at us and we are scared to go around with other people? Because we're pleasers. And pleasers have what? A low self-esteem. We don't have a good self-esteem about ourselves. We don't feel good about ourselves. Whether we look good on this, you can be a handsome guy, but if you're a pleaser, you have a low self-esteem. Okay, and so you're not comfortable around people unless you're trying to do things to please them. What can I do for you? Can I help you? Need this? You know, that's a terrible way to live your life because you're neglecting the one person that you need to always take care of. Who is that? You. You have no self-love. You have low self-esteem, but you are always pleasing everybody else. And you know what happens to people like that? They're taken advantage of all the time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You want to please me? Give me some more time. On time. That's what Filipino do. All right. But I'm going to show you, but we have people that have a pleaser love style. That's all they know how to do. And people that have a pleaser love style, they usually have a pretty consistent love style, love relationship. But that person that's the pleaser in that relationship is usually the miserable one. Okay, because they pleasing everybody, doing everything, everybody else, and they get nothing in return. So on the inside, they're dying slowly. They're having to die in a slow death. But on the outside, so you don't want to be a pleaser. You want to be decent with people, help people, but you don't want to always go around pleasing because that's not good for you. You're not pleased. You're pleasing everybody else, and you get nothing in return. Okay? So we're gonna talk about it today. All right. No hocus pocus, just focus. Let's go. Here we go. Okay, so I told you we were talking about the pleaser love style. Here we go. What is a pleaser? We're going to take a look at what is a pleaser. We're going to take a look at the characteristics of a pleaser. We're going to take a look at how a pleaser is developed. We're going to take a look at how to break free from that cycle. You can break free from that. Your whole life don't have to be a life of pleasing people. I mean, when you talk about biblically, we are to please the Lord, right? The Bible don't say nothing about pleasing people. It said, please the Lord. We're here to please the Lord, do the Lord's will. But when you're always pleasing other people, you're neglecting yourself. That means you have no what? Self-love. You're supposed to love yourself before you can love anybody else. Ain't that right? Come on, y'all. Can you hear me? Can I get an amen on that? Yeah, you got to love yourself. You got to have some kind of self-love. So we're going to look at what is a pleaser, characteristics of a pleaser, how a pleaser is developed, how to break free. If you find yourself always craving approval, you are low on self-love. Okay, that's just the bottom line. You always are craving approval from somebody else. You have no confidence in yourself. You have no love for yourself. You have no esteem for yourself. You know? And the way we talk to our children becomes their inner voice. Always talk to your children positively. Don't cuss them out, because next thing you know, they got a complex and they take it out on somebody else because you took it out on them. Come on, man. Children learn by watching us. Children learn by listening to us. And if you don't teach them right, tight, long, and strong, you're going to have a messed up child bring into society. Children are Children are not things to be molded, but people to be unfolded. I told y'all that last night. I'm telling you again because I think it is so important for us to understand that. As children, we learn things, and the things we learn as children are reflected in our relationships as adults. That's why some of us can't keep nobody, because we had a bad childhood. We didn't understand we had a bad childhood, but we thought we was all right. But on the inside, our inner child is like, messed up. You saw things as a child, you didn't process it properly, and the inner child is bringing all that stuff back up to you. Then when you try to get a relationship with somebody, all of that stuff comes up, and you wind up all messed up. And then you got to go into therapy, sit on somebody's couch to figure out what happened when you was a child. It's everything in life is a full circle. And if you don't realize that by now, as you continue to go through this life, you're going to wind up going back through circles over and over, repeating the lessons of life because you never learned nothing. And my mama told me a long time ago, nothing from nothing, leave nothing. Huh? You want something in your life? Learn. Stop burning. Okay? Learn, baby, learn. Stop burning, baby, burn. Okay? Let's go. All right, number one is what? Number one is what? What is a pleaser? What you mean? Oh, I don't know pleaser. What you mean pleaser, man? Bobby, please, can you tell me, man, what is the pleaser? I'm gonna tell you, man, chill. Look here. Pleaser, baby. Say lady right there, she ready to please. She got her arm, she got her hands under her, tucked under her chin, beautiful smile, beautiful teeth, bright eyes, beautiful lady. She just want to please you. That's the epitome of a pleaser. They're just waiting to be used. They're just waiting to be used and abused by somebody. They want to please. That's their whole lifestyle. And the reason why they want to please you is because that's how they gain their self-love. That's how they feel appreciated. That's how they feel value in their lives when they're usually pleasing somebody else. That's what a pleaser is. A pleaser constantly wants to please. That's it. You know, so Bobby, is there people like that in this world that want to come? Yeah, you'd be surprised how many people just want to please because they learn that from the child. If they please, they get love. If they please, they avoid displeasure. If they're pleased, they avoid anger. So this their whole life is, how can I please you? How can I please you? Can you imagine walking around with an attitude, how can I please you? How can I please you? That'll drive you crazy, man. Because sometimes you got to deal with your own issues. But you're so busy carrying around everybody else's issues, you don't have time for yourself. So pleasers, they nice, they do stuff for you. And, you know, a lot of people use them, but they're valueless. They, in their minds and in their hearts, they feel valueless because they have no self-value. Okay, so if you feel that you're pleasing, you're gonna a lot as we go through this series, you're gonna find out some of these things that you identify with, and some of these things you know you are. You know, I can tell you, I used to be a pleaser. I know. Okay, I used to be a pleaser when I was a kid, man. I was like, we need that, and I would get angry, man. I would feel so depressed. I would feel so sad when somebody was mad with me for something. You know, I was like, I could deal with it. I would like, hey man, please don't be mad with me. I'm crazy stuff I did, man. All that stuff, man. I'm so glad I got my grandma. She got me out of that crazy. Oh man, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Mama. Ooh. But anyway, let's go. A pleaser, man. A pleaser is one that is always want to constantly want to please themselves, please others rather, and they want to avoid displeasure. And that's the way they feel love. That's what a pleaser is. Yeah. They feel love by pleasing others. And by pleasing others, they avoid their anger. They avoid the anger of others. They avoid the displeasure of others. And that makes them feel good inside. They settle for less. And pleaser, there's a pleaser-controller connection. Pleasers as children grow up to be pleasers as adults. And what happens is, if you're a pleaser, you wind up invariably connecting with what? A controller. And we'll talk about controllers. That's another one of our lifestyles. We'll talk about controllers in another issue. But you'll find a pleaser connected with the controller, because it's like a slave and a master. Controller, and slave. You know, it's the slave master cycle. It's a slave master dynamic. Pleaser, control. They hook up together. And so being a pleaser sounds good. That's word nice. I want to please you today. That sounds nice, doesn't it? But the person that's actually always doing that, they feel rotten inside. They're dying inside. You feel comfortable. You feel uncomfortable if someone's always angry at you, right? So what do you do to get that uncomfortableness off of you? You give them some pleasure. What do you want me to please you today with, sir? That's right. That's how some people are. That's how a lot of women are. All they want to do is please you. A lot of Filipinos are like that, man. You know, when you hook over to Filipina, they had nothing in their life, and they find themselves, they got a foreign man. Sir, what you need to eat? Anything? You want to go to bed? We need something to eat. Because they want to please you, okay? And they do anything you want. And then they wind up being worthless, because when you done used them up and kicked them to the curb, they got nothing but their own self. And that's not enough for them. They need love, so they go out and find somebody else they can please. All right. Whew. All right. What a pleaser does, they always listen politely to other groups of people's and opinions, even when you disagree. It's a good social skill to listen to people even when you disagree. But pretending to agree just because you want to be liked can cause you to engage in a behavior that goes against your values. You know? Pleasers, a lot of time, are pretenders. you know, because they want to please you. And they pretend to be. That lady right there, she's smiling, right? But they say a smile is just a frown turned upside down. Smiling faces tell lies. Yeah, you go behind the smile, you will find out in her inner child is a child is saying, I want to please my mom. I want to please my daddy. I want to please you. I want to please you. Because in their environment from which they came, from which they grew up as a child, it was an environment that was apprehensive. It was a lot of tension. It was a lot of chaos. And so in order to deal with that chaos, in order to deal with that tension, they did what? Please. What can I do, mama? What can I do, mama? And that just carried on to their life. Are you with me? Everything we deal with in our life is based on our childhood. Huh? You think I'm playing with you? Go back in your mind and look at some of those instances you had. I talked to you last night about ACE, adult childhood experiences. Go back in your life and look at some of those childhood experiences you had and then you can see that as an adult, you still got it in your mind. You never dealt with it. It's still creeping up on your mind. And then you always acting a fool because you never dealt with those experiences. I told you yesterday that 1/8 of everybody in this country has had a childhood experience. Okay, has had at least one adult childhood experience. That's when you say adult childhood experience, that's abuse, that's neglect, that's household challenges. Those are things, traumatic experiences. That's what we're talking about. Adult childhood experience determine how you will be in your relationship with others. If you had unresolved adult childhood experiences, you're gonna have a topsy-turvy relationship. Huh? You think I'm playing with you? And a lot of you know what I'm talking about because you can't keep nobody. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of you men can't keep nobody. A lot of you women can't keep nobody because you have not resolved issues from your childhood. You have one or more adult childhood experience. The Bible, you think you better somebody you had no child? No, I've had childhood experience too. You know, but I dealt with them. That's the difference. I found out what they were and I've dealt with them. Some of them right now I'm still dealing with. Some of them will be with you forever. But the first thing is to identify them. And then when you identify your adult child experience that held you back, that's holding you back, then you begin to form a plan to deal with them, to get them eradicated in your life. Sometimes they'll never eradicate. And sometimes you will always be plagued by your adult child, your trauma in the childhood. But once you identify them, then you begin to get a plan to ease them away, to resolve them, and to put them back in the cage. Every day of my life, I got to put some adult childhood experiences in the cage, in the back of my mind, because they want to come to the front. But I said, no, not today. You got to know when they try to come out in you. And then you got to block them and rock them out of you. I'm telling you, man, you better learn something today. You better learn something today because you will have to deal with your demons, man. I call them sometimes, there's nothing but demons, man. We all got some demons in us. Everybody, nobody perfect on this planet Earth. You got a demon in you. You got something in you that you're dealing with from a childhood. And don't sit up here and say, I had to be a child in my life, and that's why. And then you're going to break that down to you. So you say you had the best childhood in your life, right? Yeah, Bobby, I ain't had no problem. I ain't had no. Okay, then let me ask you this question. Okay, you say you had the best child in your life. Yeah, no problem with the child. But why you can't keep nobody? What do you mean, Bobby? You heard me. Why you can't keep nobody? What do you mean by that? What do you mean I can't keep nobody? I had the girl these days, I ain't worth nothing about that. I'm a good man, but they just ain't worth that. Okay, why you can't keep, you had 16 girlfriends in the last 3 years. Why you couldn't keep one? Well, this I'm different, man. We're not here about these. What is the defining variable between you and the 16 women? What is the common denominator? You, buddy. Look at yourself. To thine own self be true. Man in the mirror. What Michael Jackson said, man in the mirror? Yeah. So look here, don't come up here and tell me about, yeah, well, right, you got that, yeah, right. Okay. All right. So that's number one. We talk about the number one, number two, number three. Let's go back to our focus. Gotta get back, resurface where I was. Give me 1 second. All right. So number one was what? What a pleaser is. We just looked at what a pleaser is. We talked about things about a pleaser. They constantly want to please, avoid displeasure, feel love. That's what they want to do. They want to feel love. That's their whole aim in life, to feel love. And they always wind up settling for less. Okay? And what happens all too more often than not is you will find as they grew up to be adults, they always hook up with a controller. And controllers love pleasing people because controllers do what? They control. So it's a slave-master relationship. And then that's a perfect relationship for a controller, but it's a terrible relationship for a pleaser. That's why there's always trouble in a relationship like that. All right. So number two is what? What's number two? Come on, BobbieD, let's go. Let's go. Number 2 is characteristics of a pleaser. All right, so I'm gonna go over some instances of the characteristics of a pleaser. When I go over some of this stuff, you're gonna invariably identify some of this stuff with you. Okay, because this people are people, and this is the way pleasers are. A lot of us grew up as pleasers. Okay, the pleaser love style is characterized with the following. Number 1, you do everything you can to be good and to do good to please others. I don't know, you do that. A lot of Filipinos do that. They grow up in a household, and especially in the province, they want to be good to mommy and daddy, mama and papa. They want to do good, and they want to please. That's why a lot of Filipinos, when they grow up and they get jobs, what do? They still want to please mom and dad. So what do? They send money back. They send Lisa D. When I met Lisa D, Lisa D was just working in the factory, man, 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. Every penny, every peso she got, she sent back home. The only thing she kept was money for eating and paying for her room rent. That's it. And so pleases. Everybody want to please, to do good. But you were a good kid growing up, and you were one of the good kids. Lisa D was a good kid. I was a good kid too. I want to please my parents too. You often deny yourself your thoughts and opinions for the sake of putting other people. You put other people first. That's how I grew up as a kid, trying to help somebody, everybody. You do everything you can to avoid conflict. To this day, ladies and gentlemen, I do not like conflict. I don't like to be in a bunch of mess to this day. That's one of the demons I deal with every day. Because I will walk away from you. You sit up there and argue with me, and I don't want to deal with it. I will walk away from you because I don't like conflict that much. But sometimes conflict is good. You sometimes lie or hide things in order to keep the peace. You start to lie. Well, hey, y'all just make up and be friends. Don't worry about what he did. You continually monitor the moods and emotions of others around you. You look at everybody else and see if they're all right. When they aren't all right, you do something to say, can I please you? What can I do to make you good? You sometimes feel anxious and uncomfortable when others try to do things to displease you. Okay? You either have difficulty making decisions or frequently defer to others to make decisions for you. You have difficulty saying no, often over committing, okay, or overstating your resources. You are uncomfortable setting boundaries. I'm going to bring that boundaries lesson to you. When I get that boundary lesson to you, you're going to be like, wow, yeah, a lot of things in life happen to us because we have not set boundaries, okay? So pleasers are uncomfortable setting boundaries, okay? Because it locks them in. It locks them in and gives them the inability to do what? Please. That's their aim in life. That's their goal in life, to be a pleasing individual. But it's good and nice to please, but now when you all into just pleasing and that's it, and no helping yourself, that's a problem, man. You gotta love yourself. I don't know the key to success, but the key to failure is trying to please everybody. Somebody said, please is work for a cause, not for applause. Live life to express, not to depress. Okay, not to impress. So those are some of the characteristics of a pleaser and a pleasing lifestyle. If you are engaging as a pleaser in your relationship, I can tell you right now, you are hurt individual. You feel depressed. You feel not loved. You feel unvalued. You feel valueless. That's what the lifestyle, the love style of the pleaser is. You say, well, I'm good. I was raised up to please people, but I just want to be good. I want everybody to like me. And I found out a long time ago in my life, I had to change because you can't make everybody like you. Everybody's not going to like you. But some people will, some people won't. But you still got to do what's right for you. And that's where the pleasers go wrong at. They don't do what's right for them. They do right for everybody else, okay? And if you don't get out of that lifestyle of being a pleaser all the time, you're going to have problems in your life. It's going to come out psychosomatically. You'll have an ulcer. You may have some liver, kidney, whatever. It comes out psychosomatic disorders because you're mentally messed up. You're trying to please everybody instead of loving yourself and pleasing yourself first. It's good to help, be nice to people, but you cannot please everybody. So the pleaser lifestyle is a one that's very, very chaotic on the inside. On the outside, just like that lady there you see, beautiful, smiling, happy, but on the inside, she's burning up. She's dying out, okay? She's dying out. And she dying a slow death because she's trying to please everybody and devaluing herself. Her life has no value. She has no self-esteem. Her esteem is upon others and not herself. You got to love yourself first, my friend, before you can love somebody else. You got to respect yourself first, my friend, before you can respect somebody else. And if you don't learn that lesson now, as you get older and older, you're going to find yourself just like that lady, looking right at you, smiling and dying on the inside. I don't know about you. I don't want to be down on the inside. I want to be loud on the inside, and I want to be a full, complete person. Number two. Number two. What's number two? Number two is what? Characteristic. I just told you that. Number three, how are pleasers developed? Okay, we're going to show you how to develop. How pleasers are developed. Let's go. Number three, pleasers are developed through the home life, man. It's the home atmosphere as a child. I just told y'all that a few minutes ago. You come into a lifestyle with your mom and your pop or your first people that you initiate a relationship and contact with, and if that home is not copacetic, if that home is not balanced, if that home is chaotic, if that home is full of tension, you're going to wind up being full of tension. You're going to wind up being chaotic. You're going to wind up being angry. You're going to wind up being mean. And then you carry those characteristics throughout your whole life if you never get them resolved as a child. And what happens is, because a lot of children see their parents all messed up and I want angry, they try to do what? Please them. Because they want to bring the good stuff. They're tired of it. They don't want to face that anger. They don't want to face that chaotic tension that their parents have. So they do what? Please them. And so when they please their parents, everything is smoothed out and everything. So they go through life wanting to please everybody because that's how they crave love. That's how they seek and search after love in their life. Pleasing people brings love to them. Okay? So it comes from the home life, man. It comes from the home life. Home, one of the parents or more of the parents are overly protective, overly critical, easily angered, and then the child learns to please them to get them from being angry, to get them from being overly critical about them. They learn to please, and when they please, that's the form of them receiving love. Okay, and if mama ain't happy, nobody. And so they learn to keep mama happy. How do you keep mama happy? Please, mama. And so now they're in a relationship with an adult. How do you keep your man happy? Please him. Mm-hmm. And then your man got 15 other girls out there and you still please him. Come on now, ladies, straighten it up. Pleasing is okay sometimes, but you can't go through your life being a pleaser all the time because you'll wind up burning up your life. You'll wind up down on the inside, looking good, fine on the outside, and that's why everybody uses you up and kick you to the curb and they're done with you. But on the inside, you burning up. Okay, you dying. Okay, don't always live your life as a pleaser because pleasers are people that have self-esteem, very low self-esteem, because they feel valueless. Okay? Yeah. Your aim in life is to feel loved by pleasing others. And that's not good. I mean, everybody want to look good, be nice around people and all like that. But your whole aim in life is just to please everybody. You're gonna burn yourself out like that. And that's what happens. People that are pleasers wind up burning themselves out in their lives, in their jobs, and because all they were living for is to please people, and you can't please everybody. And that's one lesson that some of them learn. Some of them learn it too late in life. Okay, learn it and stop burning it. Let's go. Last one. We out. Last one. Number 4. How to break free. I'm gonna tell you how to break free this thing, man. You can do it. I broke free. I had people. You need help sometimes. Huh? My mama helped me. I tell you, man. If you don't have somebody that's a praying mother or praying sister, praying brother, or praying cousin, uncle, them kind of people help you when they see a problem. My mother took interest in me. My grandmother, she took interest in me. She saw the issues I was dealing with, and she prayed for me. She shared for me. She teared for me. She cared for me, and she brought me out of a whole lot of mess I was in, man. And so to this day, I'm thankful to my mom. I call her my mom. To this day, I'm thankful because if it wasn't not for her, the Lord put her in my life, I would be the whole BobbieD you see me right now. I'd be all messed up. I'd probably be balled up in a corner somewhere trying to, But I'm not like that. I'm full of confidence. I'm full of positivity. I'm full of initiative. And I know who I am and not whose I am because I had help along the way. You can get help too. Some of you might need some professional help. You might need to go to psychology. Might need to go to a counselor, might get on the couch, but whatever way you can get it, man, get it. Get the help you need to bring you out of that pleasing personality, pleasing complex. Let's go. Last one. How do you do it, man? How do you do it? You gotta break free. Gotta break free. See that lady right there? She's beautiful, man. She's smiling. She was a pleaser. She broke free, and now she's happy on the inside, and it's showing up on the outside. There ain't no faking with her. She's right, tight, long, and short, because she used to be a pleaser. She broke away. Now she has value in her life because she knows she's valued as a person. She don't have to run around and bound down to every man she sees. How can I please you, sir? How can I please you, sir? Nah, she ain't got to do that no more. If people like her, fine. If they don't, fine. She's learned that in her life. Okay? Now, how do you break free? First of all, you got to learn to say no, man. Yeah. I used to hate telling people no, man. That's one of the worst things I used to. People ask me to do something. I said, sure. But on the inside, I'm like, man, I don't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. How many of you ever had that feeling? You say, yeah, okay. But on the inside, you burn up. You burn it up. I had to learn that, man. It took that was one of my hardest lessons to learn as a kid, man, and as a teenager. Learning how to say no. But once I learned that thing, that was a hard lesson to learn. But once I learned it, hey, I don't have a problem with it. Hey, what you say, man? Nah. Oh, nah, you better go. You quit, man. Because I know there's value in saying no. And there's value lesson when you say yes sometimes. You got to learn when to say no. And you got to learn when to say, all right, then you got to learn how to be self-caring. Okay? Yeah. What you mean self-caring about? Care about yourself, man. The reason why people go around pleasing others, because they have no self-value. They have no self-esteem. They don't care about them. All their desires is placed upon who? You. They want to please you. Because as a kid, they pleased mama, and all the pain was gone, all the chaos was gone, all the tension was gone in their childhood lifestyle. And so they know that in order for them to feel love and to feel good inside, they got to please somebody. I just want to please you. I just want to please you. Can you imagine living like that? People do it every day because they don't realize what they're doing to themselves. And it's all based on how they feel about themselves and all based on how they look at their life. And their life is based on pleasing everybody and everything except themselves. You got to learn how to take care of yourself. And then lastly, you have to learn how to express your thoughts. A lot of times, pleasers never say one word. They always agree with you because agreeing with others makes them feel loved. It makes them feel accepted. They want to feel loved. They want to feel accepted. So there's this, yes, sir. Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Sound familiar? I know some of you don't want to admit it, man. But ain't nobody, I'm not there with you, right? You can say yes, yeah, BobbieD, I used to do that. I can't hear you. Admit it to yourself. The first thing about resolving any issues in your life is to admit it. Okay, admit it, man. If you was a pleaser, say, yeah, I'm a pleaser right now. Some of you guys are pleaser right now and don't want to admit it. You know why I know you're a pleaser? Because you're sending the Filipino $500 a month, and she don't care nothing about you, but you still trying to please her. Okay, please, come on, man. Don't please her. Please her. Please get away from that, man. If somebody don't like you, for you, accept it, understand it, because you are valued. You are a valued individual, whether you feel like it or not. You got to learn those lessons. And if you don't learn those lessons, not being a pleaser, you're going to wind up running yourself down to the ground. And then you're going to wind up, if you're dealing with a Filipina, she's going to recognize that in you, and she's going to take everything you got. Freedom from pleasing people leads to a new you. Mm-hmm. That lady right there, she's a new you. She's a new person on the inside and on the outside. Self-esteem is right because you feel valid, okay? You feel valid. Valued, man. You feel more valued once you get self-esteem, once you feel that your worthiness in your life comes back, and then you can move on with your life. But when you're in a relationship and you're a pleaser, it's going to be topsy-turvy. Because you can never be yourself. You're always trying to please someone else. And that's called being a fake. That's called being a phony baloney. And that's why relationships break up. Whenever the other party sees the real you, they're like, nah, I can't deal with this fool. Because a lot of times we fool each other in the honeymoon phase. We meet somebody, we just, we don't see any errors. But then the next day, the power strip, we said, oh man, I didn't know this about him. He's phony. All he's trying to do is he's just a yes person. I don't need that in my life. And they, grow up. What you mean, Bobby? You see my child? We all have a child in us. I just talked to you about the inner child. Everybody in this world has an inner child. The inner child is the part of you that wants to play, the part of you that's creative, the part of you that's curious. That's the inner child. And a lot of us, we have a positive inner child and a negative inner child. Positive inner child, you always want to have that. Because I have a lot of inner child in me, as you can tell. I'm always trying to make jokes. I'll be nice, but that's my inner child. But you have to control the negative inner child. Because the negative inner child will be nasty and mean and everything else will come in. Some people don't control their negative inner child. You think I'm playing with you? Ask R. Kelly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, R. Kelly. Or ask some of them people up in the jailhouse. Huh? because they don't control. You have to learn how to control negativity in your life. When you do that, the positivity in your life tends to what? Increase. And the more positive you are in life, anything you do, you're going to be successful in life. Okay? That's all I got for you, man. I brought you a load today, and I'm going to bring you a load tomorrow. I'm not playing with you, man. I bring you these lessons so you can learn and stop burning. Okay? I bring you these lessons so you can understand, and you don't have to be trying to figure out what is this, what I'm doing. Because a lot of things we do in life is it's so easy to deal with it when you understand what it is. The problem is we don't even know what we're doing. We don't have a clue, but we keep doing it. You know what we do to justify our actions of doing something wrong in life? You know, my mama was a hooker. You know, so that's why I hook. You know, my daddy was a drug addict. You know, that's why I take drugs. Nah, you're a grown man now. You're a grown woman now. You have to make that decision for you. Don't put that stuff on your daddy. Yeah, it might have happened when you was a child, but you grown now. I'm sorry, y'all. These two times, I didn't mean to yell that. Sorry, there. I'm okay now. He said, I'm telling you, I got quiet down. But yeah, you're grown now. You can't keep putting that stuff on your mom and your daddy. You're a grown man. You're responsible for your choices. You're responsible for your decision. And you say, well, I'm just going to be in jail. Or my daddy went to jail for just like me. Oh, man, you see how stupid that sounds? Do you see how dumb that sounds? Come on, man. You're a grown man. You have a choice. You can continue to be a jailbird, or you can find out a way to get free from that attitude of being a jailbird, stealing and robbing, cussing and fighting, all kind of crazy stuff. Choose what's right in life and what's wrong. That's it, man. That's all I got for you. We're gonna ride the train. We're gonna be out, man. You see what I'm doing for you? Do you see what I'm doing for you? I've got 4 more to go. And when I get through with the other 4 and you haven't grown some, you got some issues. Okay? I'm dealing with people that want to change in life. Do you want to change your life, or you want life to change you? Which one you want to do? Come on now. I'm gonna give you 3 seconds to answer that question. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and some of you still like, I don't know what I want. You still ain't even answer the question yet. I'm gonna do it again. You want to grow in life, you want to change your life, you want to move up in life, and then stop staying in the same place or going backward. Answer that question. Yes or no? 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Okay, finally you got it. You said yes. Some of you still saying, I don't know. But the most of you say, hey, I'm about changing people. I'm about helping people grow. I'm about helping people know. I'm about helping people love and to be loved. Okay, because I love everybody out there, man. So you don't know me. No, I don't know you. But God is love. I know God. And I love you. I love the Lord. I love you too. You might don't want to realize that. You say, well, you don't know how you never hold me. You never kissed me. That's not love. You think kissing you is love? Hugging and kissing is love? Nah. That's affection. That's feeling. That's emotion. I didn't say I have feeling for you. I didn't say I have emotions for you. I said I love you. What you mean love? Yeah, love. You know what love is, man? Oh, Lord. You know, love, man. L to the O to the P-E-E. Love is action. Love is caring. Love is sharing. Love is doing. Love is impressing. Love is being. Love is doing. Helping somebody. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm helping you. And I love you. And I love to love you. I love to help people in this world. And if you don't receive it as love, that shows you got a problem, brother. You got a problem. It ain't my problem, it's yours. So I do what I'm supposed to do. I give it to you. What you do after I give it to you is all up to you. Let's go. People get ready. Whether the train is coming, don't need no ticket. You just get on board. All you need is love. Woo. Say it again. Say sweet, sweet love. Don't need no ticket. You just get on board. Get on board.
Calling Anna.
She said, I'm calling Anna. I ain't calling no Anna, girl. I said, Anna. Anna. Oh, I'm saying, oh no, Anna. You just get on board. Get on board. Y'all ready to ride the train with me? Me lead these my nation under a groove of love. Are you ready, man? I don't know about y'all, man, but I'm finna ride, baby. And I'm not gonna slide. I'm gonna ride, and I'm gonna ride tight, right, long, strong. Do you want to get on this magic carpet with me today? Huh? We're gonna ride the train on a magic carpet ride. You want to go on a magical carpet ride with me today on a train, love train? Yeah, let's go. When I said toot toot, you said all aboard. Toot toot, toot toot. When I said all aboard, you said toot toot. All aboard, all aboard, all aboard. Yeah, let's ride the train. Hey, y'all want to ride the train with me today? Come on, man. I ain't playing with y'all. I ain't playing with y'all. I ain't playing with y'all. Let's go. Get up. Step up. Pep up. Look up.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right, we gotta find. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to a young lady that I have been connected with for some time now. She's made a great difference in my life, and she keeps me stable, and she keeps me able, and she keeps me steady, and she keeps me ready, and I do the same. I do the same for her. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Lisa D. Total Queen D. Hail to the Queen. What's up, Queen? You all right?
Yeah.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. We getting go. We getting go.
I had to pick up something.
Okay, you gotta go somewhere. When? You going now?
Yeah.
Keep going. All right, guys. She said she got to go somewhere, but she's with us, right? Let's enjoy it while we have her. Let's go. We got to find out who wrote up talking about the meeting. I'm sorry. I keep saying that. So I gotta say it slow because somebody told me to. I don't know what you're saying, man. Say you need to say that slow so people can understand. So I have to back up.
You said that already.
But I got to say it slow. We have to find out who's rough enough. We have to find out who's tough enough. We have to find out who's buffed up enough. I got to get my muscle going. Hold up 1 second. Give me 1 second. Got to pump it up.
Go.
We got to find out who's buffed up enough to be the first man in the he's out. We got to find out who it is. I'm going to drill down here and find out who. See, she already rushing. Why you already keep rushing me, DD?
You see talking?
I like to talk. It's okay. You know? These are my friends. These are my people. They want me to talk to them. That's why they tuning in. No, I ain't never asked about it. I hear you say that. But about sometime I talk too much, I slow down. All right, we gotta find. I'm gonna drill down and find out who that is. Who that said they can't be. Who that said they gonna beat themselves. Let's go.
Yeah.
Paul, what's up, Paul? First man up in the house. First man up in the house. PMG Paul. What's up, Paul? Y'all right, man? So good to see you. So good to see you. So good to see you. Wouldn't want to big now. Man. Hey, Paul, you did the thing right, tight, long, strong. You're the first honcho up in this house today. Good to see you, man. You made a statement on the show today. On this show, you made history. You were the first man up on today, which is October the 7th, 2021. And you said, oh, it's just beginning to get done. You know, he's not a wannabe, y'all. He is the man with the plan. So good to see you, Paul. Ryan Train, BobbieD, y'all give us props. Who we got? Paul. He said, what's going on, buddy? Hey, man, we doing right, tight, long, and strong. You know how we say we highly favored and flavored of the love. Good to see you, man. Ryan Train, y'all give me props. Ryan Train, BobbieD, One Nation, under who we got? Spook. Spook. What's up, Spook?
Congrats, Spoon, for being number 2. I just want to.
Spook, you got the right attitude for a number 2 person. You said, boo. Hey, it's all right, man. Smooth, you already showed us you have the right mentality, man. You didn't make it today. It's okay, man. Smooth gave us a challenge the other day. He said, look here, Bobby. I'm going to throw it down. I'm going to lay it down. I got 5 on it. I'm going to be a big 5. We don't want 5 days ago. And you know what, man? He almost did it. He did 4 out of 5. And you know what? Do you think I came down because you just only did 4? No, I said, no, man. You did good. You came up a little bit short. So that should give you motivation now to say, I'm going to do 10. Okay? Can you do 10, Smooth? 10. That's my challenge to you.
Stay up all day and all
It's okay, man. Whatever it takes, Smooth. Whatever, do your thing. Whatever it takes to get it, man, get it. Okay? That's my rule in life. I don't care. Lisa be telling me, you need to go to sleep. I said, I ain't going nothing. I said, I got to finish this. You know, I'm going to finish it, man. You know, when I get through it, when I start something, I just don't let it go.
Because I want him to rest, guys, because he didn't get a lot of rest, and then when he sleep, he will kick me. He will boxing me.
No, see now you done open up a can of worms. Now she done mentioned some stuff. Now I got to explain what she talking about. Ain't nobody on box you. Let me tell you what happened. How do you do this stuff, these dudes? Now I got to explain what happened. Okay, can I finish, please? She done open up a can of worms, so I got to go in the can of worms and clean the can out. So let me clean the can out. Okay, look here. Let me tell you what happened. Okay, a lot of times, ladies and gentlemen, y'all sleep, right? Y'all sleep hard. Like me, when I go to sleep and I'm real tired, I'm like, ah. And when I'm real tired like that, I dream. And sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, when I'm dreaming, I act out in my dreams. The other night, I was in my bed, sleep, right? And I was in a fight while I sleep. I was dreaming. I was dreaming in my fight. I was in a fight. And next thing you know, and then I hit these deep by mistake.
I'm busted. He kicked me twice, guys.
I told her I was asleep. I'm serious, man. Yeah, I don't know if this happened to y'all, but I was asleep. I was asleep. I swear to God, I was sleeping, man. But I was fighting in my dream. And when she woke me up, she slept.
I didn't slap you.
Whatever you did. She woke me up. I said, what are you doing? I said, I'm sorry, I was in a dream. And I told her what the dream was. I'm fighting somebody. Somebody trying to take me out, man. And you think I'm going to sit up there and let them take me out? Now I was acting. But I was acting out of my dreams. Some of you may have had that too. I don't know. But maybe it's just unique to me. But that's what she's talking about, guys. And so what happened was, whenever I sleep like that and I'm tired, she said, you better come on, or you need to get your... That's why she said that, okay? Y'all got it? Okay. So she be throwing stuff out there, but she don't explain it. So I have to explain it so y'all get it right. But I never have walked in... I'm not a sleepwalker, but I'm a dreamer. If I was a sleepwalker, she'd be in some straight up trouble. Me too. Let's go. Right, everybody, who we got? Smooth. He said, fine, I would just won't do the time. I will take the punch for the tea. Hey, man, you all right, man. Number two is a spot. We make fun of number two spot, but they just as good as everybody else.
Just kidding, Smooth. Just don't, what's that?
Don't take it serious.
Yeah, just take it serious.
Let's go, right, everybody. Who we got?
Big
John in the house. Big John in the house. Who what's up, Big John Thomas? He said, good morning, BobbieD. Good morning to you, John. How you doing, man? So good to see you, man. John is in New York City, man. John's got a nice place, got a nice job, and he is good. He's waiting for his time to get back here to see his lady. She's in the Luzon area, and they talk all the time. He's keeps in constant communication with her, and he's learning, like everybody else that's waiting for their lady, he's learning to be more what? Patient. Yeah, patient, man. And if nothing else happens during this pandemic time, we can learn a lesson in life on how to be patient. The second lesson is we can learn if we really want that person, how much we really want that person, how much we really care for that person. Because the more you care for her, you will be able to wait for her, and vice versa. She'll be able to wait for you. You know, so patience and learning how to desire someone from afar. Because John's in a long distance relationship. He's in the LDR, just like many of you. You know, I was in a long distance relationship with Steve for what? 5 years, baby. 5. And we kept it alive. You know how we kept it alive? Constant communication. Constant communication.
You know what, guys? For 10 years.
10 years.
10 years. What's that? We know each other.
Oh, yeah, okay. It's been 10 years since we initially met. We met online on the internet, and it's been a blessing for us. You know, I thank God because I prayed for these people. And I prayed for. I didn't know her name. I didn't know how she looked, but I said, Lord, send me the ideal woman, because I don't want. I don't want her to go no more praising and please help me. I got on my knees. I said, Lord, I'm begging you, please. Send me somebody that you need me to get. Let's go right there, everybody. You see what nation who we got? Who sounds like a congrats, Paul. You made it, man. PMG 2007. Yeah, you did it right. Time long. Who we got right there, everybody? You see? Michael Coffee needs some. Hello, my young Bunta, I'm going to be Mustika in the Cebu Philippines. From this, like, hey, man, we doing good, man. Cebu Philippines, one of the best cities in the whole Philippines, in my personal opinion, is Cebu City. In the whole universe. It's Cebu City, Philippines. This is a place where you can come and you feel relaxed, you'll feel comfortable, you'll feel well warmed and received. People are receptive here, loving, caring, sharing, and you won't find too many nasty attitude people here. I can say that for a fact. I've been here since 2014, living here permanently, and it has been a blessing for me to live in the city. Now, it's not right for some of you. Some of you like Manila. Some of you like Baguio or Dumaguete. But this is the place for me, and I've come to love it here, and this is where we'll stay until we decide to move elsewhere. Let's go, Ryan Train, Bobby DC, One Nation.
Monroe.
Monroe in the house, Monroe. Browns Bullet. What's up, Browns Bullet? What's up? Browns Bullet. He said, good morning, Bobby DC. Shout out to you from Greensboro, North Carolina. What's up? North Carolina. Hey, you be a Greensboro. He's a Greensboro, North Carolina boy, and I'm a Charleston, South Carolina. You know, North and South. You remember they had the war between the North and the South? Who won? The North. But this time the South gonna win. The South gonna win, Monroe, because I'm in the South. Let's go, Ryan Train. Who we got?
Michael, coffee. We need some coffee. Lisa D and BobbieD. Hi. Some Filipinos come from a malungkot life, then take to their adult life.
Yeah, you know.
Malungkot is sad.
Yeah, they have a very, very bad lifestyle, especially in the province, man. The province life is a very hard life. And a lot of people's lives are shaped, as we talked about for the last few broadcasts, in their childhood. So if you had a hard childhood, you wind up having a hard life usually, unless there's some intervention in some kind of way to change your thinking and to change how you understand and perceive life. I had an intervention in my life. The Lord sent my mama, my grandma, to shape my mind better, to have me perceive better, to have me understand life better, because I had a bad perception about life. I questioned the Lord. When my original mother died, I said, if you God, why are you doing? You know, all kind of stuff I said, man. I was one messed up young man. You know, I was one messed up, but my mama saw me and she got me and she shaped me. I didn't know what she was doing. Every time I turned around, she'd come in, son, and she was sitting. We'd sit down on the porch. We had a swing. You ever had in the South? They have porches. In like people in the North, I don't know, but they have porches. And on the porch there was a swing. You know, a swing, sit down, little swinging set where you swing and you sit down. We had one of those. And every time she wanted to show me something, or tell me something, teach me something, come here, son. I don't know, none of this. I used to hate that stuff. Boy, she would sit down, come here, son. And I sit there, we sit down on the porch, and that's how she shaped me, and she reshaped my mind and molded me to be the person I am to this day. Let's go, Ryan Train, Bobby DC. Who we got?
Monroe, congrats to PMG 2007.
You made it, man. Number one in the house. You know, congrats to you. Ryan Train, Bobby DC, One Nation. Monroe Smith in the house. He said, congrats to Smooth Sounds. Smooth Sounds. Number two just won't do. Oh, yeah. Monroe, he said, hello, John. What's up, Big John? You all right, man? So good to see you. So good to see you. Michael Coffee, need some coffee. DC, Bobby. Hello. Some Filipinos that live in poverty, province areas, think all foreigners expect are rich. Yeah, they do. And not only the Filipinos live in poverty in the province, people here in the cities, most Filipinos think that Filipinos or Filipinas, they think they have this universal conception that every foreigner is a rich man. You know, I don't know what it is. Yeah, but that's the concept they have in their mind. And you guys, it's hard to erase that concept from their minds. And I don't try anymore. I'm not rich. They thought I was lying. Yeah, but to D, until we got together, she had that concept too, because she now knows I'm not rich, but we're doing okay. But it's hard, man. It's hard to deal with that. Let's go around talking about who we got.
B-Jan. Good evening, Monroe Smith and everyone in the love train.
Good evening to you, John. Around talking about it. Hey, John. It's always good to see you, man. John is like one of the cornerstones of the show, man. He's always showing up, and he's always got a positive outlook on life. Let's go.
Michael, coffee. We need some coffee. Lisa D and BobbieD. Hello. Some Filipinos live a poor poverty life and get so malungkot and galit about it.
Yeah, there are some Filipinos that live in poverty and they develop a very, very bad attitude about poverty, and not only about their life in poverty, but they have a bad attitude about when they see people like who they think are rich. They got a bad attitude with foreigners. Like when they see one, and then only thing they want from a foreigner is monitoring. That's it. That's it. That's why a lot of those Filipinos that have that bad attitude, they grow up to be scammers, right? Trying to get something. And here's the thing about when a Filipino scams a foreign guy, they don't look at it. They don't look at it as scamming. They look at it as making it even. They look at it as you sharing your wealth. They don't look at it as evil or stealing or taking. They don't. You know why? Because they justified in their minds that, well, you got more than me, right? So let's even it out. Let's share. And it's still wrong. It's wrong. But they don't look at it as being wrong. Ryan, tell anybody who we got.
Joshua Moore.
What's up, Joshua? It's Michael Coffey. I see you know a little Tagalog. I'm learning too. I have an app on my phone. Bobby, you're the truth, man. I love your show every time I watch you. I learn something. Keep up the work. Thank you so much, Joshua. Hey, man, you know I try to do my best, man. I'm like this, man. I want to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. You know, I don't hold nothing back. And I want to tell you right, Ty Long Strong. I tell you stuff your mama never told you. I tell you stuff your papa never told you. You know, because I want you to learn, and I want you to know, and I want to be free, and I want you to know the truth. Let's go. Ryan Train Bobby, who we got?
Smooth. He said, R. Kelly is now ready to reveal other celebrity that dated underage girls. Okay, let's make one thing clear. Dating an underage girl is not against the law of sex is. The Constitution says you can date, just no sex.
Okay. Well, let me put it like this. In the Philippines, the age of consent is currently 12 years old. So you can date a 12-year-old person, and then you can even have sex with that person if she says she consents. That's, to me, insane, okay? And they're currently trying to change that law in the Philippines from 12 years old for the age of consent to 16 years old. I even think 16 years old is too young, okay? It should be 18 or above. That is my personal opinion. Now, to date someone that's younger, you can date anybody you want to, you know. But if you have a sexual relationship with them, that would be breaking the law. Because in the United States, minor is a minor. It's not 12. It's like under 18 or under. That's a minor. In the other countries, it's different ages. But be careful with that, gentlemen. I wouldn't suggest anybody or anyone even date a younger person underage, a minor's age. Don't do that. Especially for if you come out here, that's what they watch. Because the Philippines is known for a sex trafficking country, you know, where they're dealing with younger age people, doing sexual stuff, underage minors. That's a no-no. Don't come up here like that, guys. You're gonna be some serious. You're gonna be on the news. I'm gonna be watching you on the news. News at 11. Let's go, right? Okay, buddy, who we got?
Monroe. Hello, Michael Coffee. What's up? Michael Coffee, we need some coffee. Lisa D and BobbieD, hello. You find some guapa maganda Filipinos working at the malls in the city but send most of their paycheck to a family.
Yeah, that's what Lisa D was doing. I met Lisa D. She's
That's
working.
normal to the Filipinos.
Yeah, it's normal for the Philippines, but it's not normal in the USA. She was doing the same thing. She said, "Oh, money back," because they want their family to look good. They want to please. Most Filipinos, as I mentioned earlier, are pleasers. Okay, they grew up seeing turmoil, chaos in the home, and they wanted to please their mom because they love their mom and dad so much. They wanted to please them. So what they do as adults, they get jobs. They send money back home to do what? Please their family, to make it easier for the family. So most Filipinos that are poor grow up as pleasers. Let's go, right train, Bobby Lisi, One Nation. Who we got?
Smooth. Mr. Monroe, the man with two last names for a name.
Monroe Smith. We can call him Smith Monroe too sometimes. Let's go, right train. Who we got?
Michael Coffee, Monroe. Hello, sir. God bless you. Keep the faith from Nurse Mike.
Right train, Bobby Lisi, One Nation.
Michael Coffee, Lisa again, BobbieD. Hello. If you go to the malls in Cebu, SMC side, Ayala Mabolo, you can.
You will.
You will. A lot of young.
I think he was trying to say you would see a lot of young Filipinos working in the malls. Yeah, you will. Here in the Philippines, ladies and gentlemen, Youth is a asset. The younger you are, as far as you're 16 or above, 18 or above, you can get a job. They'll hire you like that. Number one, because they don't have to pay you a lot. Okay, the younger you are, the less money they pay you. And number two, most companies here don't hire older people. When I say older people, if you're 25, 27, 28, and somebody's 18, 20, they're going to hire the younger person first before they hire you. And most of the time, it's hard to get a job here if you're above 30, 25 or 30. That's just the way this country operates. As far as jobs and the economy, they want
age limit.
Yeah, very strict age limits. So if you guys say, well, mom, you 55 trying to get a job out there, you get a job work permit, you be hard trying to find a job out here. And when you get a job out here, the money they pay ain't gonna be worth it. Let's go right there. Who we got?
Michael Coffee, Lisa D, and BobbieD. Hello. These Filipinos will send almost of their paychecks home to their parents' family members. There's mine.
They do. Right there, BobbieD, One Nation.
Michael Coffee, Lisa D, and BobbieD. Hello. If you have a Filipino girlfriend and fiance, get ready for this. Family is so very important to film Filipino.
Yeah. Oh, anytime you meet a Filipino, I mean a legit. Let me put it like that. A legit Filipino. The family's gonna be number one, and they're gonna always want you. If they're interested in you, they're gonna always want you to meet their family. That's just the way they're raised. That is the way they're praised, and that's what they do. Let's go, Ryan Train. Who we got? You done messed up, y'all. You done messed up. Got in the house. Woo. Got in the house. What's up, Goldfinger? What's up, Goldfinger? He said, what up, guy? BobbieD. What's up, man? We all right, man. We up here riding the train, man. We just riding the train. You know what we do. Let's go, Ryan Train, Bobby. Who we got?
Michael Coffee, Lisa D, and BobbieD. Hello, guys. Man, remember, you are USA foreigner. The Filipino already think you are rich. So don't give the Filipinos so much.
Well, there's two things there. Number one, they think you're rich. Okay. So if you like that Filipino, do not mess up what they think in their mind about you. Because if you go up there and they already think you're rich, you like the girl, right? And she said, can you take me out to dinner? In your mind, you so cheap. You say, no, I ain't doing that. And you done lost faith with her. She's not going to see you no more. When they think you're rich, you act like you poor, that's a problem. And that means that that shows that you may be cheap to them. And they don't like cheap people if they think you're rich. Let's go, Ryan Train. Who we got?
Murphy Hayes, I used to beat myself up for saying no, but now I pat myself in the back.
I'm telling you, man, I was the same way, Murphy. I was like, anytime somebody asked me something, whether I wanted to do it or not, whether I liked it or not, I would say yes. And I did that for a long time. You know why I did that? Because I didn't want to hurt their feelings. I didn't want to feel their displeasure of me saying no. And it was just so hard for me to say no. Because I sought their approval by saying yes. I sought love from them by saying yes. Whether they loved me or not, it was a feeling that I would seek after by saying yes, 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 yes. I had to learn to get rid of that. It took me a long time, man. But just like you, I can say no in a minute. I learned that thing. Let's go around train, BobbieD. Who we got?
Smooth.
It takes a fool to learn that love don't love nobody. That's a song, man. I know that song. It takes a fool to learn love don't love nobody. It takes a fool to learn love don't love no one. Yeah, I know that song, man. Let's go. Let's go.
Michael Coffee, Lisa D, and BobbieD. Hello. This young Filipino is from Iloilo province area, age 24. The 75-year-old foreigner was sending her $400.
Goodness, man. 400. That's chump change. I seen people send 1,000 a month. You know, boy. You know what I'm saying? The people got it like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I got this show. I got this show for that reason. To show people don't send nobody nothing till you met them, man. And then you know that they are legit. Don't send them a peso. Okay? And if you up there saying, well, I met that girl that day, and she made me feel so good. I'm gonna send her $500. You a fool. I'm sorry, man. I ain't gonna say it like that, but the way to say it, you're losing out. You're missing out on an important element. That is, she's trying to use you to get what you got, and you're obeying her foolish commands. You know what I'm saying? So learn to say no. Just like me and Murphy just talked about, learn to say no, man. It'll save you some money. It'll save you some time. It'll save you some heartache. All of that, you know. Why not save yourself? Let's go. Remember, hey, Ron Train, Bobby Lee, see one nation. He said, when you tell someone that you love them, that is not wrong. But there are some who think that it means you can never say no. Yeah, you know, it's okay to say I love you or whatever. But it's okay to say yes sometimes. If it's real, if you know it's real, you know it's right, you want to do it from your heart, yeah. But just don't say yes to do something because you want to impress somebody or you don't want them to feel bad about you. You know, say yes when you really want to do something. Then at the same token, say no. It's okay to say no. If you don't want to do it, if it's against your values, if it's against your standards, and you don't really want to do it, you don't want to do it, say no. That's the best thing to do. Be honest. I mean, sometimes people expect you to say yes, and you say no. That hurts their feelings, and they feel some kind of way about you after you tell them no. And then what they do is this is what people do, y'all. When you tell somebody no, I'm not doing it, they're gonna turn around and try to make you feel guilty because you won't do something that they want you to do. See how people crazy, man? See how it is? That's reverse psychology. They're gonna make you feel guilty because you told me no. You want them to do something for you, and you gonna try to make them feel guilty. You said if you was a real friend, you say, okay, man, I understand, and move on. You know? But no, you are a controlling personality. You're gonna make them feel guilty because they said no, and then you still gonna find some other way to try to get them. That's how people do. Messed up. Let's go. Michael Coffee, Lee. He said, did you, Bobby? Hi. Never got to meet a young Filipino person. She told the USA Forum she was living with her sick grandparent. Yeah, man, they tell you some everything. Ron James, who we got? Smooth sound. He said, at least you've got to put her sexies on. What is sexy? What is sexy? He said you've got to put your sexies on. What is sexies, Lee? Okay, you got to define what that means. Let's go, Ron James, Bobby Lee, one leg. Who we got? Murphy, hey, he said, when I say I love you to someone, it's always followed by action. That's it, man. You just don't go around saying you love somebody, okay? That's number one. Don't ever go around saying, especially with Filipino. So when you say you love them, it's a difference here. If you say you love them, that's mean from the heart that you want to take care of them, that you want to be with them, you want to maybe some of them in your mind, you want to marry them, you want to go with them. But out in the USA, if you say I love you, that's just a common little expression. I love you. I love you. I love you. But out here, you go around, you have to guard those words out here until you really want to get with that person. Okay? Don't go around saying, I love you. Nah, don't do that. I learned that the hard way, man. Let's go right to everybody. Who we got?
Michael Coffee, listen to the NWT. Hello, $400 a month is too much for a young 24 Filipina to handle money. There's a lot of pesos.
Yes, a lot of pesos. $400 is what? Almost $50,000. No, $400. $500 is about 25,000 pesos.
What?
Yeah, $500.
$500?
500 US dollars. Okay, 500 US dollars
Yeah.
is about 25,000 pesos. Okay, 1,000 US dollars is about 50,000 pesos. So 400 is a little bit less than 50,000 pesos. That's a lot of money. That's a huge amount of money you can do with
18 or 19.
That's a huge lot of money you can do with here in the Philippines. So yeah, but in the USA, $400, that's not all that much. Let's go, Roger. Who we got?
Michael Coffee. Listen to BobbieD. Hello, the 75-year-old USA foreigner done this for 6 months and his money until he found out that she was married. Woo, that hurt.
It happens every day, ladies. That's why I got this show. I keep telling y'all. That's one of the reasons I have this show, to warn people, don't do it. If you're doing that, it's just like throwing money away. And if you got it like that, that's okay. That's what you like to do. You like throwing money away. You like hearing Filipinos say, I love you. I love you. You look so good. And you want to pay them $500 for saying that? Do it. But if you like me, you work hard for your money, you want to keep it, don't do it. Let's go right train. Who we got?
Lisa D and BobbieD. Michael Coffee, sorry. Need some coffee, Lisa D and BobbieD. Hello. Be careful, guys, men. Make sure you scream. They're Filipinas online dating. Some do scamming for a living.
That's it, man. It's a multi-billion peso industry out here scamming. Let's go.
Michael Coffee, Lisa D and BobbieD. Hello. You have about 75% of the Filipinas on there who are scammers on the other 25% are looking for true love with online dating.
That's about right. I say it's 80 to 90% scammers, in my opinion. Let's go, Ryan Train. Who we got?
Murphy Hayes.
He said, I had a dream of a monster charging me. I woke up wrong combination. He said, thank God I set up while I was swinging because I would have gone to jail for jail. I know that right.
The spousal abuse.
I know that was problem.
I told you. That's
So-
why I don't want him to get.
So Murphy know what I'm talking about. I wake up. You know what? You know why I do that, man? I'm telling you. I don't know if this is true or not. Y'all tell me if y'all heard this or not. When I was growing up as a kid, this is what my mama told me. She said, look, she said, if you ever have a dream and you fight in that dream, she said, you better win that dream. But she said, that's the devil trying to take you out. And it was, I don't know how true that is. It just be something she said. But every time I have a dream and I'm in my dream and somebody fighting me, I'm fighting.
And you know what? One time he choked me. I said, what
I
is
know I didn't. It's
this,
not
my
to.
dear? Sometimes because I was facing to the wall because I know what gonna happen. And then all of a sudden, boom!
Nah.
Hit my back.
I hit her because I was asleep. I was fighting. And you know what happened to me when I get like that, I had to get out the bed because one night she woke me up, right? I was fighting in my sleep. She woke me up, right? I said, okay, I'm good. Next thing I know, I woke up, I'm fighting again. So when I do that now, I got to get out the bed and go downstairs and sleep because I don't want to wake up fighting again. But I don't know why I do that, man.
A lot of times.
I don't know why I do that. But when I do that, y'all, I'm dead tired. When I do it. I don't know what it is.
You know, your mind is
Always going, constantly. So, but if y'all like me, man,
you think
you got to be careful. But that's why I'm careful how long I stay. Let's go around. Show who we got.
Perfect. Hayes. I often wonder where Filipinos get their mindset. I know now, but I have trouble adjusting to it because often it makes no sense.
Yes, you will find that to be very, very true, Murphy. You cannot figure out the mindset and the mentality of the Filipino. I've tried. I understand it to some degree, but I understand it enough to know that I'll never truly understand it. And I think that's where you are. Because a lot of the things they think and do and say is totally irrational. You know? 1 minute they love you. Next minute they hate you. They don't want to speak. All kind of crazy. And you know, sometimes you think it's childish. It's very, very childish. But the thing about it is, even though they have a lot of childish, immature ways, they're very mature at the same time in a lot of other ways. So you can love them, but you can't live, and you can't live. You can hate them, but you can't live without them. I think the better parts of them are stronger than the weaker parts. You know, so I can deal with Tampo. When I first got married to Lisa D, Tampo was like an every week, everyday occurrence. And then when I happened, I didn't know how to deal with it at the time. So I had to do my research. I asked some of her cousins and stuff. I figured out what it was. And then I developed a strategy to deal with it. I just didn't do it. Because before I knew about it, I'd be like, what are you doing? And that just, when you talk to them in Tampo and you try to get them out of it, that makes them more emboldened to do it even more, you know? But when they're in Tampo, you just like ignore them, they get angry. They don't like that. And that brings them out of Tampo that much faster. So you have to develop a strategy to deal with the immaturity and the childishness of the Filipino. Once you develop your strategy, I don't care what it is, whatever works for you, work it. Okay? Whatever works for you, work it and do it. That's where you get along. Ryan Trey, who we got? Murphy, he said, what you said too, Bobby, about the age of workers. My first Filipino was 29, and she could not find a job because she was considered, oh yeah, that's it, man. After you get over 25 out here, you don't want to hike. I don't know what it is, man. And at 25, that's a young age, you know, in the USA. That's a young age. But out here, that's old, you know. And when you date people online, how old are you? She said, I'm old, sir. I'm 35. I said, what? You're not old. Yes, sir, I'm old. They think they're old. That's how the concept of age and maturity shows you the difference between the East and the West. That's why a lot of women out here are younger, but they think in their mind they're old, you know. And in the USA they're young, but it's a big difference. Right, everybody, who we got? Smooth sound. He said, Mr. Perfect, if you can be Goldfinger, I will be platinum thumb. Hey man, if you want to be platinum thumb, you have to pay for that, buddy. Murphy had paid for his Goldfinger. We got right there. Wow, Murphy, he said, Sir Smooth, wow. You a platinum thumb, man. Always got to say it, man. Roger, who we got to shoot more? He said, I told that Filipino I live in the hood. I got roaches. I got roaches because my name was nasty. I live in an apartment complex. I'm going to school while the government pay my rent. I work full time as a janitor. Hey, man, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Smooth. Joshua Moore. I've been there and done that too, man. I've lived in a lot of apartments as I was growing up. And that's true. You get roaches, you keep your house as clean as you want. But if your neighbor got roaches, guess what? He coming right next door. They don't need no invitation. They're gonna ease their way through the cracks and the creeks to get to your house too. But yeah, that's one of the things of apartment life. And getting a grant, you're going to a government loan, you know, you got a grant or whatever, government loan, you got your own house, you got your apartment, and then you work full time. I did all that, man. I was a janitor too, Joshua. I was a janitor for a long time, working my way through school. And I learned to be a janitor. I got so good at it after I got out of school, right? I got out of school, graduated, I got my own business. Go figure. Yeah. I had my cleaning company. My cleaning company was called Victory Commercial Cleaning Services. We did offices and we did commercial establishments, and I also had a house cleaning service too, but I didn't do a lot of business on that. But I made big money, man. So don't let the fact that you're a janitor stop you from meeting your goal, you know. I used that to build upon. I used the knowledge that I got as a janitor, and I had a big business. I was making $100,000 a month. I had people working, say, you know, ain't about how you start off, baby. It's how you end up the account. And you use what you got to get what you want, okay? That's the way my mama raised me. That's the way my mama praised me. My mama always told me, she said, have your own business, son. You don't work for anybody. They ain't gonna pay you what you work. You know what I'm saying? And when I got to a point where I could, all that stuff she taught me on the porch, all those things she taught me came back to me. And they help me right now to this day. Ron Chain, Bobby Lee, see One Nation. Who we got? Michael Coffee. This is about the Philippines. Some of these guys, man, keep telling the Filipinos they are coming out to visit, but never show. Hey, yeah, they do that sometime, man. You know, that's because they're trying to do what? Impress. They're trying to impress the Filipina so that the Filipina will be falling in love with them or thinking good of them. And then a lot of times they do that. They see all that stuff to get to impress them, for them to do things online, like show them the coconuts and the pineapples online. You know, all kind of crazy stuff people do, man. You know, for their own selfish reasons. Let's go, Ryan Train, Bobby Easy One Day. We got Michael Coffin. Needs some. He said, Bobby Easy, but stack that cash so you can make that long plane flight to the Philippines next year, 2022. 2022, hopefully it'll be up by then. You never know. I say you never know because every time we turn around, it's a new variant. And every time there's a new variant, the Philippines have a tendency to want to lock down even more. I don't care what it is. You know, right before Delta showed up, right, Delta variant, the Philippines was opening slowly but surely. As soon as Delta got here, closed it right back down. So let's pray that the variants will stop popping up, and that the Philippines will open up. One thing I know for sure, in order to defeat this virus and the variants.
To go.
Okay, you ready to go? All right, my dear, be careful and take your time. Don't speed on the road, okay? What? Anyway,
Okay, guys, you have to go. Thank you for watching. Bye.
bye bye, bye bye, bye bye. Okay, but yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, but yeah, they're gonna have variants and all of that. But the thing to do to defeat the variant is for everybody to do what? Get vaccinated. Okay, herd immunity defeats the variants and the virus itself. So the more people of the world can get vaccinated, the more we will get what? Control over the virus and the variants that come from the virus. Let's go. Round train by BobbieD, One Nation. Okay. Mermaid said my ex woke up in her sleep one night and I watched her while she went to the dresser, pulled out a pair of panties and put them under my pillow and went back to sleep. I turned the light on and asked her why. Okay. What she say, Murphy? She said, she answered and said, because I needed them. You needed panties. Why you need panties?
I do that too.
These days she said she won't do that to me. Don't you dare.
Don't
give her.
The panty that is not washed yet.
She said she gonna put the panties under my pillow that ain't washed yet. Don't you dare. Mary, don't give her no ID, okay? Don't give her no ID. You don't need no help with that. Joshua boy, be on school. He said, Yeshua, the original name is Jesus. Yeah, that's true. The original name is Jesus. I call him Yeshua. A lot of people call him Joshua, call him Josh. I call him Yeshua. That's the original name for Jesus. Jesus is the reason for the season, baby. And don't y'all forget that. Everything begins with the Lord, ends with the Lord. The Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. Everything's about the Lord. Okay? Get that, guy. Let's go, Ron Chamber. Who we got? Murphy. She thought I asked for her underwear. That's why she did it, man. She thought he asked for her underwear. Oh, Lord. All right, guys. It's been real. It's been real. We got another one. Smooth. He said, "Did Lisa change her shirt?" I don't know, man. All you know is shirt she had on. She gone now. All right, guys. It's all right. That's it for them. Until the next time. Next time we're going to talk about the next one on our list, which is this time we're talking about the pleaser lifestyle. A lot of you guys want to please. That's why you're getting all your money getting taken out of your clock getting clean. Because all you want to do is please that Filipina. And she wants you to keep pleasing her. And then while you pleasing her, she teasing you. You pleasing her, you pleasing, and she teasing. Okay? Stop being a pleaser in life. You know, it's okay to do things for nice if you want to be nice to people all sometime, but every time you got to please. Come on, man. So the next one we're gonna be looking at, where's it at? Hold it up. I had it out here. I had it. Okay, the victim. The next one we'll be looking at is the victim, okay? I'm gonna show y'all how people twist things around and they like to be the victim. And the reason why they like to be the victim is so that you can get, you can feel sorry for them, okay? And what happens with this, a lot of you, if you have mother or father, they like to fit that guilt trip on you and they like to make you feel like they're the victim, okay? So you can feel sorry for them. But that's it. I'll see y'all on the next time. Just if not, this BobbieD and DG, take care. God bless.